Hi, it's Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health. I'm here at Frontiers Health, and joining me right now in the studio, I have Pierre Leurent. He is the CEO of Voluntis, and this is a digital therapeutics startup. And I understand you're focused on the areas of diabetes care and oncology. Is that right?
Yes,
absolutely. Very good. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about what you guys are. What are you doing? How is your digital therapeutic different than others in this space?
So very nice to be at Frontiers today. Voluntis create digital therapeutics that help augment the value of medication therapies. So we provide mobile and cloud-based solutions for patients and healthcare professionals to help them along the way of the treatment. So in diabetes, for instance, we help insulin-treated patients get instant advice regarding the right dose of insulin to inject every day. We also connect the patient and the healthcare team remotely to help also with patients getting continued support along the way of their treatment. In oncology, we help with the self-management of symptoms associated with medication therapies. In many cases, you have very effective drugs. However, they cause side effects that are very impactful in patients' daily lives. So we provide solutions that are providing recommendations to patients on a daily basis to guide them through the management of their symptoms and also, again, to get remote support from the care team.
Okay, so it's really more about medication adherence, regardless of kind of what the disease is. It's just kind of providing engagement opportunities with the patient to help them monitor day to day how they're using the medication and managing their symptoms.
Yes, it's a new kind of therapies. We are software-based, but our solutions are considered as medical products. So they are FDA cleared, for example, in diabetes. We also have solutions cleared in Europe now. And increasingly, we start to see these solutions integrated in the care management process, just like other kinds of medications, for example. And we are at the point of now getting reimbursement by payers for these technologies based on the value also that we have demonstrated in clinical trials that demonstrate the value of our solutions to help patients get to their goals in terms of treatment.
Okay, talk about some of the outcomes that you've seen with the patients who are using your solutions.
Yes, so in diabetes, for instance, we have demonstrated a significant improvement in patients' hemoglobin A1C, which is the great marker for glycemic control. So we have done several randomized controlled trials that have shown that patients, in a matter of months, decrease significantly their A1C. And these kind of results show that we can delay the complications of diabetes. We can also help avoid preventable hospitalizations, for example. So all these factors create a interesting case for payers to also reimburse for these technologies because they are going to offset some of the costs associated with the treatment. Plus, obviously, it's a good marker of improving patients' quality of life.
Okay. How many users do you guys have?
So since we started Voluntis, we have supported over 600,000 users in 10 countries in our solutions. But we have been one of the early movers in digital health in Europe. We started the business 15 years ago.
Oh, okay, great. So you've been around for a while. Where are you based?
So I'm based now in Boston, but we started the business in Paris. We still have a very strong team in Paris. Most of the headcount of the company is in Europe, but we also have decided several years ago to set up a strong presence in the US market, where we see huge growth. And Boston is a great place to start these kind of businesses. I see that other interesting digital therapeutics companies are based in Boston. It's a great ecosystem for innovative life science companies.
So where are you guys at now? I mean, you've been in this market for a long time. So where are you? Are you funded? Are you looking? Where are you at? Give us a sense of where the business is. How many people are working there?
Yes. So today we have 120 employees.
Okay.
Since we started raising venture capital. But 10 years ago, in different rounds, we raised over 73 million euros. Most recently, through an IPO on Euronext Paris. So we were one of the first companies in digital therapeutics to get listed on the public stock exchange. So it was a raise of 30 million to help us also accelerate commercially. So what we have done in terms of growth trajectory, we have passed all the milestones of technology, clinical and regulatory development. So now we have regulatory clearances to market our products. And now the key priority for us is to grow commercially. So expanding the reimbursement of our solutions in diabetes, for example, in the US, but also introducing these technology solutions in other countries across Europe. We also are fast moving in oncology, and we are doing clinical trials, especially with also pharmaceutical companies. And our goal is to have an FDA clearance next year for our product in oncology. So next year, we'll start to see also the early commercialization efforts of our product there.
Okay. And how, I mean, you've been in this space, like I said, for, you said 15 years? So how have you seen the digital health space change over this period of time?
It has matured very significantly because just to give you some insights about our development, when we started, we were not with the same business model as today. We pivoted in 2012. Before, we were doing more traditional healthcare software kind of play. So our initial business model was more like a software as a service business model, a B2B solution. And then once we had demonstrated the clinical value of our solutions in diabetes, thanks to randomized controlled trials. Once we also saw the evolution of the regulatory landscape, we saw that these kind of software solutions were now considered as medical devices. So it had a profound implication in our company. We had to change the way we were organized. We had to bring new expertise into the company. For example, great new leaders from the pharmaceutical industry. We created a medical affairs group. We created a QA and regulatory affairs department. And now we are more structured like a medical products company than a software company. And since 2012, we showed that we were able to change the business model working with pharma, just like a biotech company would do with a big pharmaceutical partner. For example, we have very long-standing agreements with companies like Sanofi. We also work now with the joint venture between Google and Sanofi in diabetes. We also work with AstraZeneca.
So lots of
Roche.
partnerships have evolved over time to help kind of move this forward.
And I think it's not only us; it's the industry in general that has seen rising interest around these kind of tools. I think especially in the field of digital therapeutics, I see a very strong momentum at the moment. Along with other companies, a year ago. We started the Digital Therapeutics Alliance. It's an industry group that gathers all the key players in this emerging field to help catalyze also the emergence of these kind of solutions in the healthcare industry. And we have seen excellent traction, uptake, interest. We have over 20 members now in about a year, which shows also the strong momentum on interest of this particular category.
Moving forward, So it's such an exciting time in this space. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to speak with you, Pierre. I'm Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health here at Frontiers Health. Thanks for joining us.